The Rolling Stones could put out an album, Mick Jagger and Keith could put out an album now.
Yep.
We supposed to be putting an album out.
I think when you're an entertainment journalist, there's some people that like you have to do, and some people that you want to do, and then sometimes you get both. And so this is one of those times where, you know, I had to do it and really wanted to do it. So I'm glad that that you guys made the time for it.
Man, thank you.
So I guess first off, man, you know, what took y'all so long? We're finally here, 25 years later.
We had to grow up.
Life.
Hey man, everything happens in its right time, right? You know, our last album, '96, we really didn't tour. We did a few things, and then we started doing separate things. And it took us a while to circle back around and say, it's kind of important that we kind of represent our culture. The live road thing is the passion. So it's back to the passion.
Were you guys aware of, I mean, because it's been a quarter century, are you aware of like how beloved you guys are?
Woo.
Yeah.
But less.
We definitely know. So I think we sort of like put together this lifestyle where we can sort of be popular and make great music and also have a life. So, but we did always feel the love from our peers and fans and people just in general. It felt really good, but it feels different now. Like we feel the love. We can actually step outside of who we are and then actually smell the roses now. I can smell it now.
I guess my first memory of Toni was Feels Good. And I actually looked up to see how old I was when I first heard that song. And I was a kid. And like they've been doing this for a while and making like classic records. Are you guys aware of what your music has meant? You know, even kids who have grown up, you know, like me, who literally grew up on your music.
It's been really cool to hear like younger kids sample our music and make, you know, new songs with our music. So it's like it lives on and you have a whole new generation that actually knows about you.
And you see that in the audience and in the crowd, you know. Oh my God, it's like, you think about it, when you say you grew up on it, since we've been separately doing things, like producing, him doing movie stuff and artist development, other things, we got back together, get on that stage, you really realize it, like, wow, this is the blessing. This is, you know, that's what it's all about right here. Being able to connect with people, and you have sort of like it's like a family reunion type of vibe, because I'm like, you've been rolling with us 36 years. You know, there's a lot of people that have been, you know, raised on our music that have never seen the original three of us on the stage performing live. And my brother you know, he's the one that put it out there and said, we're going on tour. He said it a few times before, so we never paid that much attention to this fool put up a big ass billboard in Oakland. And then I had to see it through something social media, and I thought somebody was playing tricks with the, you know, putting morphing a picture of us in the thing. I thought that would have been cool. He's like, I called him. It's like, Ray, so I know when he's ready to go, it's gonna be on.
So you did this and didn't tell him? I mean,
no,
obviously
he didn't even tell his managers.
I tell nobody.
You just knew they would get.
No, so we put together like a sort of a video, a photo session between us, and I didn't tell like any of the management team or anybody because I just wanted it to be us. I was really, I wanted to keep it really close to see, you know, us just have us in a room. Nobody's uncomfortable. Nobody see anybody that may have a power structure. We didn't need power structures because we didn't start off with any. So I wanted to be a room where the only power structure was 1, 2, and 3. No manager and nobody. It's like we have to be us first before we could talk to anybody, because that's what happened the last time. You know, if we can't talk, then it's not going to be a thing. And so it was free fall. We sat around, had some food, took some pictures, looked at the pictures. They left. I looked at the pictures, like pretty amazing. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go get this billboard for about $10,000 and put it right in the most popular place in Oakland, across the street from Grand Lake Theater. I just want to see what happened. So I wanted to see it because it started in Oakland, right? So we wanted to bring it back home, introduce it to Oakland first, which it went viral. You know, good thing for us.
Obviously, I could have told you that before you did it.
Yeah, I mean, I knew it was gonna do that, but I mean,
we didn't.
It's the best thing that somebody could take a picture and make it and just even put it out. You know, back in the day, that wasn't even possible. No, it was more of a giving the power back to us.
Yep.
You know, it wasn't any ego thing about putting a poster up for our egos or anything like that. It was more like giving them, you know, us back the power, like us to see ourselves in the air in our hometown, and let that give us the power and the strength to then, 3-4 months later, 2 months later, be doing our first show.
It was something because
pretty fast.
And then we had to go into rehearsals. You know,
Oh.
rehearsals was dope.
Yeah.
You know, just getting back into that movement. You know what I mean? Structure up in the morning. Even though we still have that great work ethics. That getting up, being structured for rehearsal, taking a break, analyzing everything, picking everything. But we really studied all. You know, we would really say this is who we are. That's why we were able to jump into the industry when we had Guy and all this hip hop stuff. People like, you guys are in your own lane. You know, we're just some blues guys from Oakland. And we grew up with hip hop and R&B, morphed together.
And we didn't really break up. We just, you know, I didn't call somebody, call them and I quit, I'm mad at you guys. It wasn't anything like that. It was just like, we've been around each other our whole life.
You said something interesting. You said we didn't really break up because we were together our whole lives.
Yeah.
So then I guess what would you call the absence?
Just taking a break.
Yeah.
I just started watching basketball and sports more, and just like start walking around my house, enjoying my house, and you know, going to eat.
Yeah.
It looked like everybody was just having fun.
Yeah.
You know,
That's really a trip because I guess we never really took it as serious.
What everybody saw as a breakup wasn't really a breakup. We just noticed that we weren't making music right at that time, right? No, we just.
Did a few TV shows.
Bought some season tickets, watch basketball, and just start living.
What's it been like for you guys finally being back together? Obviously, you guys are related, like really related
Yeah,
in
right.
real life.
You're like, really?
Yeah, like for real. Like, so what's it been like actually, you know, professionally doing this again together?
Yeah, with this tour, it's been really cool, like rehearsals and the actual shows, just playing together again on a stage. You know, a lot of times we do production, you know, studio work, but just actually being together, and like you feel like the energy, you feel the love, and then you know like the energy from the crowd. That's really cool.
That's been sold out everywhere. I mean, top to bottom, it's magical, man.
I mean, we're doing a tour, so could there be a chance that we get new music from you guys? Are you guys working on new music? What?
We've always been jamming and working on new stuff, and we never can tell what's what. Especially him, he'll hold something in the cut, a track we done years ago or something like that, and all of a sudden we had a photo shoot and he pulls it up like the song "Thinking of You."
I just wanna know, baby, are you thinking about me?
That wasn't even gonna be on the album. We were doing the photo shoot for the album, and he started playing some music at the shoot in LA, and I'm listening to it. I was like, dang, when did Al Green do that track? He's like, fool, that's us. I'm like, us who? He said, you don't remember doing that? No, we came in 3 or 4 in the morning, just chilling down. So that's what it's like. So we got a lot of material. Now we just want to make sure we say that we put out the right energy through our music.
Are you guys working on an album? Could there be an album?
Yeah,
Because we've been waiting.
There's going to be another album, but we would have put an album out before we toured. You know, that's like the marketing thing to do. But I thought we need to really hone in on what we're doing for touring and then go home and then take like 2 days off and then start an album.
2 days. I thought you were going to say 2 weeks too much. You said 2 days.
Oh, but the message is what it's about. And so, yeah, you're going to definitely hear albums and tracks and everything from us because this energy together right here is incredible, man. I haven't felt like this in, I don't know.
If the Rolling
Yes.
Stones could put out an album, Mick Jagger and Keith could put out an album now,
Yep.
we supposed to be putting an album out.
Oh, yeah, they are from them. Yeah.
Yes.
And we got something to say.
No, what'd you say to him?
Give it to him.
Give us
It's
a
all
word.
good. It's all good.
Yeah.
You know, you guys have had so much success individually. And we know, you guys have toured as Toni. You've had tours by yourself, but I read where you said, like, I'm better with these guys. Can you expound on that? Because all of y'all are great in your own right.
Yeah, it's a feeling. I know. I mean, I've always known this, even when I was doing my solo stuff. I knew I was better with them because I learned from them, right? I had a chance to practice and work out the kinks with the Tonys. We all did. We all worked out our kinks. First album, second album, third album, fourth album. Did shows, made mistakes, made different mistakes in every area, which allowed me to grow. So when you come back to the place where you started, you're like, everybody want to put in what they know, and you're gonna be better. Because I'm just good. I'm good with him like that. It's like he knows what I'm gonna do. I know he's gonna do. I could feel him if he's behind me. I could feel him, like, oh, he's right here, and we work things out without talking about it. We had rehearsals and we learned songs and orders of songs and stuff like that. But it's not until you get on the stage when you have to figure out who's over here and who's over there. And it's been very, very cool just to be on the stage, like, like looking at each other, like, are you surprised about what's happening right now? And then we're like, yeah, I'm surprised too. You surprised? And all of us are pretty surprised. And like I said, to answer your question, I'm definitely better with these guys. It's just a feeling. I know it. I knew it from me and Dwayne go have coffee in Oakland, and we were sitting there just having coffee, and people walk up with a different energy when they see, like, oh, hey, what's up? It's that type of energy all the time. So I said, you know what?
It's truly something different.
Better.
It's just beautiful to hear it and everything. We're just walking around the stage, playing these songs. I don't even have to see him. I could be this way, and I could tell where he's moving on the bass.
It's funny, like, this is Associated Press, I can say that. We used to listen to this song, I can never find it. Maybe somebody will hear this, look around the world, and tell us who these guys are. It was a British band, 3 black guys, had this song called Lock It Up.
Yeah. Don't lock it up and throw away the key. Don't wanna lose this fight. That's what's cold. Some shit. It ain't nobody noticed but me and them, because it's an old song we used to listen to.
I was just saying, I'm trying to find this group for like the last 20 years. Who are they? Because that's what kind of made us think we could be a 3-man group and be like the Police, not do even R&B. We was doing more. Not pop, but it was more like the Police a little bit of ska.
Because,
But we used to watch this band, and they used to come on this local station where we're from. We don't know how they got on this station, but I've been putting in keywords and Apple and...
We are going to make this into a social media post.
Please.
Yeah.
I promise you, we are going to put it out.
Oh, that's great.
We have a London team as well.
Yeah.
So I'm going to
they had to be a group from another country. Because it kind of reminded me of Loose Ends. You know what I mean? Because,
They were like rock.
We're going to find it. We're going to find it.
We was big Loose Ends fans, too. That's one reason it was a 3-man group. You know what I mean? Groups like that, Shalimar and whatever else. But, the Police, so that group did have an impact on a lot of stuff that we did. And we still remember that song like it was yesterday.
I remember it.
Never was a hit, but it was a hit in our mind.
Yeah.
Man, I'm curious, like, you guys, again, you are family, but you guys have such, like, great energy. Like, what's been, like, how was the healing process? And it maybe healing may be too strong of a word, but,
It's the right word.
You guys broke up, and we know some of the reasons why. Like, so what's been the healing process?
It's been
Obviously,
being able to grow. Everything happens in the right time. You know what I mean? We walked away from the industry and we weren't losing. We sold a platinum and we just started doing our own thing separately, and it was a lot of confusion within us. Just a lot. People pulling here, pulling there. You have to listen to A&R people trying to tell you what's you and what's not you. And we're really passionate about who we are. You know what I mean? So when you have somebody say, "Oh, play something for me," like when the guy told you, "Oh, that doesn't sound like a Toni song," and we look at you to tell us what, you know what I mean? So
when we are,
that made me feel some type of way. We came up with this and whatever. So the music becomes a score to who we are. That's just what it is. And us being apart, we're able to see things very clear.
What does anniversary mean to you guys? I've heard artists say, like, sometimes when you put something out, it's not yours anymore. But even today, when it's somebody's anniversary, and it's somebody's anniversary literally every day, they play y'all's song. Like, this is 25, 30 years later. Like, can you just talk about the significance of that song?
I've always wanted a song like Chestnuts, like Nat King Cole. something that everybody played at some point. And Anniversary was that type of song. Now, I knew the subject matter was a one that I thought that was needed, but you couldn't have told me that it was going to be this type of song. I didn't know. So now when we on tour and we see people, when it comes on, people like couples grab each other, and we know that it took on a whole different life that we couldn't see. What do you think?
It means anniversary. It's your
What?
anniversary.
What?
It did look like he was about to say something.
He was about to go heavy on you
So I was
too.
like, okay, I was sitting like this.
Tim is the only one that's married now, just in the group out of the three. Dwayne was married. Did you ever play Anniversary on you guys' anniversary?
No.
Did you? Do you use Anniversary?
That's a trip because we didn't look at it like that. I played it all the time any
You?
damn way.
Do you?
Something,
Sometime? Ever? Not once?
yeah.
Okay.
I've heard artists don't play their own, well, except for Usher. I think Usher said he makes love to his own music. But I think that's what he said.
Oh, Usher Raymond?
I think he's the only one. But, yeah.
Yeah, that's awkward.
Could you see putting on your own?
You
Yeah.
gotta put some Isley Brothers in the league.
Oh yeah.
That's close enough to us.
I mean, obviously, you've done a lot of things with movies, TV. I'm just wondering, like, where does that passion come from? Translating, not just audio, but to moving pictures.
I always wanted to work in film. I just felt like it was the next thing for me to do. I didn't know if I could do it, honestly. Honestly, I didn't even like it in the beginning. It took me about 4 years to get used to it, but I felt like I'm a visual person, and a lot of people that I like Donny Hathaway, Marvin, Stanley Clark, Terrence Blanchard, all these guys, Marcus Miller, all these hardcore cats who actually score film. I'm fans of theirs, so I want to get to that level of the Terrence Blanchard, so I have to start studying. So I said at that time I want to start studying, taking music again, taking up lessons, trying to play classical piano and trying to get to that level, because when you're not playing band music, you want to be, fruitful in something else. So, it's either that or you walk in the streets in LA, get into something that you don't need to be into. And scoring takes up all that time.
But for us growing up in high school, they have all of these school of the arts things. When we grew up, all of those trades, you were learning right in school. You know what I mean? So we came out of high school understanding, being able to separate where you come from, hood-wise and stuff. When you're on that stage, you turn into this other situation.
You love the stage. Like, you always bring it back to the stage.
stage.
That's your,
That's his home.
Come on, man. That's
stage,
I
man.
love the smell of the
Stage,
wood,
The
the
wood.
speakers, everything.
that's him.
I like the smell
That's
of
his liver.
smelly curtains.
Yep. Hey, come on, man.
Smelly curtains.
Stupid.
Every time I leave the stage, I just smell a curtain before I walk out.
This is velvet.
Fresh velvet. Wonder if I can make a shirt out this curtain.
Oh my god. But yeah,
I
man, I love
appreciate
everything about it, bro. Everything.
Well, I mean, speaking of that, I know that a lot of people don't know that you helped, Destiny's Child when they were first started.
They helped me. They helped me keep. They were 13 and 14 years old, and I had never done a deal on a group that were minors, and I learned extreme business outside of the Tonys. At the same time we were doing the last album, House of Music, I had just signed them, and that was '95, and so I'd go over to our meetings, and I'd go to meetings over at Sony and whatever else. But what I learned is structure, extreme structure from them. And I was able to go on and work with the Zendayas and her, Gabby, and Kehlani. But I was learning from all of them. Really, I was like, damn, this kid's 13 and 14 and sharp as hell. And you know what I mean? Beyonce writing lyrics and all of them. Like, I can't remember being that focused at that age, but I learned a lot.
I mean, along those lines, like the Renaissance tour is literally the tour of this summer. You obviously produce tracks, on Renaissance. Like what is Beyonce to you? I know that's a weird question, but like when you see people of y'all's artistry, and then you see someone who's on equal footing musically as well, like what's it like working with her?
The way I see Beyonce, I've always seen her as like, if you watch her work, you could get tired. She's probably like the hardest worker, the hardest working person in showbiz. From singing, she knows what she wants visually. She knows what kind of sound she wants, and I call it a power performer. You don't have too many power performers. Like Earth, Wind, and Fire is like a power group. She's like a power performer. And you just know when you hand something to somebody like Beyonce, she's going to take care of it. She's going to take care of it. And her sister, I work with Solange too. I work with Solo a lot. And Solange,
you
I did.
The seat at the table. Right?
I did, yeah. And she's a beautiful person. She don't hang around that many people. She's real chill. Totally different from B. But the same energy, the same work ethic.
Extreme passion.
Yeah.
Well then, like, what about? I know you talked about power performers, and I know a lot of times we see the aesthetics of Beyonce, but just musically, what is it about? Can you describe what it is with two brilliant musicians working together?
Yeah, I think we know the levels. I know the level who she is, and she knows the level that I am. Like, she know, like, I come from I'm like the uncut. I'm uncut. You know, people only come to me when they want to be uncut. Other than that, they don't really come to me. So she knows. I remember when I was in Instant Vintage, and I was in this different room from her in the studio, and she saw me in the hallway and said, "Can I hear what you're working on?" You know, you don't hear that. You don't hear people like come up to you like, "I just want to hear what you're working on." So I think she's very insightful. You know, we're both two insightful musicians.
TikTok was on Instant Vintage, right? Was that?
Yeah, TikTok.
So,
wow.
Yeah, I just want to say that, you know, I love that song. Maybe
That's
one
crazy.
of my favorite from you, and
Wow.
I never listen to it anymore.
That's
Because
crazy.
it reminds me of an ex that I was with. I would play all the time after the breakup.
Oh,
You know who else's favorite song that is?
Who?
Eddie Murphy.
Really?
That's his favorite
Yeah.
song. When you said TikTok, I was like, wow.
Yeah, so you know, I'll play it today so you can get some streams, but it's kind of on my band list.
That's dope, man.
It reminds me of
That's
that
cool.
girl.
See, just being able to hear people say that means so much, because you don't know what's gonna be a hit and what's not. It's just you put your emotions into everything you produce or write. You know what I mean? You don't know how it's gonna come out. So
I'm gonna have to pull that thing into the show at some point. Because it's a fan favorite. I just never do it.
Yeah. And Tim, obviously you've done stuff with Will Smith, Kelly Rowland as well. You know, can you talk about, you know, just, you know, you working with these stars as well?
Wow, that was her. Well, I actually worked with Kelly with another producer. He had me come in and like do like the keyboard work. So it was cool.
Man, a few words.
That's it.
Yeah. I call him Timothy.
Say less.
Say less. Riley.
Say less.
All right, is there anything else? This has been great, man. Is there anything else y'all want to add?
Oh man,
Anything
thank
on
you,
this?
man,
Thank
for
you.
taking the time.
Thank you to all the fans around the world.
Yeah, bro.
And we're soon to come to Europe and Asia and everywhere else. You know, right now we're in the States.
Yeah.
You get a lot of calls from from France, where I played a lot in Europe. And then everybody said, "Are you coming here?" Not on this run, but the next run, we're definitely going overseas.
Just knowing people have been following you for 36 years, and we've been following them for 36 years. That makes it different from the time we touched that stage. Yes, I love the stage.
It feels good, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Pun intended. Feels
Curtain.
Intended.
That's Dwayne Curtains. Dwayne Curtains right here. Curtains.
Curtains.